Today for your character profile, we're going to be talking about how events affect characters. And this is part of your character profile. We're going to be asking you to think about certain events in your story that are really affecting your characters. So the first thing that you're going to want to do is you're going to want to choose a character. This really should be a main character. So I would suggest that you pick the most important character in your story. So for our example, I'm going to use Max from Freak the Mighty because Max is a really important character in the story. Once you've chosen your main character, what you need to do then is you need to think about events that are affecting them. These should be really important events in the story. And so as you're reading your story, you want to start to think about what events are really important. What are events that might have an impact on the character? So the event that comes to my mind right away is when Killer Kane comes and kidnaps Max. That's a really, really important event because it causes a lot of things to happen and it really affects Max as a person. So be thinking about your character and then be thinking about what are some really important events that happen in the story. Once you have your event and your character chosen, some things you might want to think about when describing how that event is affecting the character. Think about how is it making that character feel? For example, Max is feeling really scared when Killer Kane kidnaps him. You might want to also think about, does the event change the character in any way? Is there anything that's happening that might cause them to act differently or things like that? Another thing you want to think about is, did the event cause them to make an important decision? Did they do something because of that event? Another thing to think about is, did the event affect people close to the character? Are there other characters that are being affected because of the event? So when you're describing how the event is affecting the character, you're really going to want to think about these questions and answer some of these questions. You don't need to answer all of them, but consider them when you're thinking about how the event affected the character. So with my example with Max being kidnapped by Killer Kane, I think this event really affected him because it caused him to confront the fact that his father had killed his mother, which was a really important decision that Max made in telling his father that he knew what happened all of those years. And I think that it also affected him too. It made him braver. And I think that it caused him and Freak to become closer friends as well too, because Freak helped Max get out of that situation. So here are the different questions I want you to think about as you're thinking about this for your character profile.